Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Magicmind podcast. This is an amazing experience for photographers and creatives in Africa. For those of you that are already part of this podcast, you know all we do here is to talk about photography, growing your business, growing your career, exposing yourself to insights, to knowledge, and to different types of ideas that can help you take your photography journey, your creative journey as a whole to the next level. And this episode is very, very special to me because I'm here in this episode with a maestro. He's one of the complete definition of excellence when it comes to our industry. I've been watching his work for a while. He has inspired me in so many ways, from the place of business to the craft itself to the way he runs his portfolio. Everything about him is just stands out. So I was like, okay, when I start continuing this podcast in 2024, this is one of the first set of people that I must bring on board to talk to you guys, to inspire you guys, to expose you guys, to make you understand more about photography, about more about mindset, about business, and crafting a system of excellence when it comes to your business. So welcome, Mr. Felix.
Thank you for the elaborate introduction.
It's not enough. To be honest, it's not enough.
I'm excited to be here, and then I must commend you, like I said earlier, that this is an amazing setup. This is an amazing thing, and then for everyone that is part of this community with the Magic Mind, you guys do not probably you don't know the level of the level or the blessing level, the threshold of blessing you're receiving. It's amazing. Not a lot of people set out to inspire and then encourage people to become. You understand the word become. So I commend you again.
Thank you, Mr. Felix.
No,
So
it's
glad to have you
amazing.
here. So
Yeah,
glad.
thank you so much.
Let's just get straight to it. Because for me, like I said earlier, I see so much excellence in what you do. When I found you years ago, there was this portrait of someone you shot, and I saw, imagine, what speaks for me when it comes to what we do is the product. It starts from the product, then other things now follow, like the experience, the business behind the product, and all of that. But the product is usually the primary thing where it all starts. And the first time I felt I knew you was not when I met you in person. It was when I saw your work. I just saw it on someone's page. There was a day I was talking to a friend, shorter wave.
Yeah,
It was like Felix Crown. He just mentioned Felix Crown is driving this your car. I was using one camera then. I was like, Felix Crown is Felix Crown. And I went to check and I saw this picture. And I was like, wow, this guy is fantastic. And ever since then, even before we met in person, I've been following your work closely. If sometimes I've gone as far as sometimes work on some pictures of mine and I go and use your picture as a benchmark. Yeah, I've been there like years
That's
ago.
amazing.
I'll be like, okay, it's not like Felix Crown Zone now, and I'll feel so disappointed with what I'm doing. And now that I've become a friend, and I see you a little bit closer, and I see that, okay, that excellence speaks in almost all ramifications. So of course, we are still working to get better,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, I see that excellence. I want to ask you this. How big are you on creating the best body of work out there? Because if we are to do it from a place of ranking, your rank is definitely going to be high. Not just in Lagos, I would say in the industry as a whole, in this part of the world. So how big are you? Was it something you just stumbled on? You just found that people loved your work so much, or you were very, very intentional from the onset that, okay, I need to stand out of the crowd?
Yeah. So you've answered it basically. Intentionality. That's it. Deliberate effort to do what you put your mind to do. You understand? So it's either you go hard or go home. That's my mindset. So I had this, would I call it a slogan or would I call it a quote that has stayed with me from the onset? It is for every attempt, strive to be better than the last time. So I want to create a portrait, and I see the last set of portrait that I've created. I'm like, I want it to be better than the last one. So the intentionality to, or the intentional effort to say, this next thing, what did I miss out in the last one? Let me add to it in this one. So that's gradual intentionality. It's like a drop of water actually. So it
Yes.
keeps on dropping and dropping, and it became this power. You understand? And then another thing for me is immediately I say yes to something, I go the extra mile, regardless of if you pay me my rate.
I was going to say that, regardless of the
Regardless.
payment involved.
Regardless. So immediately I say yes. So it is the directive to it is not that I want to collect a particular payment for what I'm doing. It is what am I becoming if I do what I said I'm going to do.
Can you repeat this thing you just said? It's deep, actually. I wanted
Yeah.
to
So
hear it
what I
again.
mean is, it is not about me getting something from the person. It is about what I can become if I say yes to that thing. So if peradventure I want to shoot someone, and then I see the caliber of person I'm shooting and the personality and all that, but rather they said, oh, we're able to afford this right now. Let's say for a company, we understand. So me taking up the job or not taking up the job is a reflection of what I become if I do it or not. I don't know if that makes sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
So that always stays with me every point in time. So I take it up regardless. I'm like, okay, it won't probably give me the exact amount that I want right now. However, if I do it, what am I becoming after that? So, for example, if I'm shooting someone that probably a company and everything, and I'm saying that this is the amount I'm going to charge for this brand. Let's say it's my first brand shoot. If I do it, I become a commercial photographer. That is what I envisioned to become.
That's the goal in that
That's the goal.
situation.
So if I take one, two, I know that the next one, because I've already built that thing,
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to say this is what I want to collect, and they are able to pay what I want.
That's
So
why
I don't
it's,
firstly go looking for what I'm going to get in
Get.
return. I go firstly looking for what I'm going to become if I take it up.
And to have that kind of mantra means whatever comes your way, you try your best to make it as excellent as possible
That is it.
to the best of your
So
capacity.
you're paying less of it, but I'm giving you more.
And what
So
you
I become more.
And it's true. Let's say, for example, you want to create a kind of body of work. You have to probably learn something new to get that result,
Yeah.
or buy something new, or try to master something. And that adds to your value as a
Yes,
creative.
exactly.
It's not just about what the client gets. The client gets to enjoy what you've done, but it's more about you adding value to yourself.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's enough lesson for today. Let's go. To be honest, because coming from a place of hustle, as an average Nigerian or African, like,
Yeah.
how much will I get paid? Let's just make
Let's just
money.
make money.
So that's always the mindset for an average photographer. How much will I get paid? What's my reward now? That instant reward. So we are not
Exactly.
really big on. So sometimes, a lot of times, we serve our customer based on what we get from them.
Yeah.
And I believe it's not
It's not
the way
supposed to
to
be.
grow.
It is what you can give to them. It is better to give than to receive.
Yeah.
So if you have the mindset and give your all, you are sowing a seed into the future of what you want to become.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not saying you should rate yourself low or scale yourself down or do not collect exactly what your worth is, but you need to sample or actually explore who the person is, what you're doing, and everything.
Yes.
And let's say, for example, they actually even paid your rate. You understand? They paid your rate. You get exactly what you deserve. Go a step further.
Yes.
Don't end it there. Go a step further. You understand? Give them more, and then before you know it, it becomes a part of you, and then immediately you increase your fee or you increase your value. They just know that you are worth it.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
they just know that you're
That's
worth
true.
it. Yeah.
That means you would say that when it comes to serving a customer, there's always a place of having cost of production, like maybe cost of getting props and all of that. And you are striving to give them the most excellent result possible.
Yep.
Would you say that means even if it eats so much into your profit, let me just put it that way, you don't mind going extra mile? Because sometimes going extra mile can involve actually incurring extra costs to get that result. So would you say you really don't mind if it eats so much into your profits out of a project?
Sometimes I do not mind. And then when I say extra mile, I'm not actually measuring the extra mile to be, oh, this much or this much. Extra mile can be, I'm shooting this client, but I know that what would fit this client is a backdrop, a canvas backdrop by this person, and I have to rent it from this person. I tell the customer, this is what will fit. This is the amount that goes into renting that backdrop. And they said, no, I can't afford it right now. It could be 10,000 naira. It could be 20,000 naira to rent it. You see, it's minute.
Yeah.
And then that's a part of it. You can just, okay, I'm going to pay for it
Right.
and get the job done.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You understand? So it's about what you create for yourself and what you create out of yourself.
Powerful. Powerful.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
No,
sorry
no
to cut
problem.
you. So sometimes I even go that extra mile. Most of the times, my collaborative shoots, I pay to go an extra mile on
yes.
that. Yeah. most of the time, oh, this hair from the makeup from the hairstylist when I was starting out, by the way, this hair I would have to rent it, but I don't have the amount. How much is it? Pay for it. It's not like I have a lot, but I know what I want to
Of course.
become.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's powerful. Powerful. Speaking of that, it must have taken a lot of hurdles, a lot of challenges, a lot of, growth, to get to where you are today. And I know there are certain, I don't want you don't need to tell me how you started. I'm sure a lot of people must have watched some of your other interviews on how you started, but what were the little steps you took to come this far, particularly when it comes to your product? Because your product is so at par in a way that I don't think any creative in this part of the world would say, okay, I don't see Felix Crown's body of work. Even now, you are so futuristic that you've added AI again. Sometimes I see someone this morning, one black stone, black rock. I've not seen it before. I just saw it on my suggestion on my other person.
Okay.
Because I saw they posted
I
it
posted
a
it
while.
since,
I was like, which one is this again? I saw it actually this morning. I was trying to just check more of your work just to get inspiration for the questions that I will ask. And I know that, okay, there's a certain habits, because I can see it in you. All of us are very familiar with this AI thing, for example, but not all of us are already adopting it into what we are doing. So I know it's not just because you saw AI and you're just fascinated by it. I believe there's something in you that is just interested in learning something new and using it to make your product better. So as you were growing as a photographer, growing your business, building your clientele, what were the things you were doing to be able to drastically improve yourself as a photographer to just get that best product possible for your customers?
That's an amazing question, actually. That's really amazing. Okay, so like you said, the step by step, the little step. So it is not big, a big feat or a big jump. Everything comes around step by step. It is by looking at an image and then or wanting to shoot, and I'm like, let me add this. Let me add this. So I do a lot of introspection while I'm shooting as well. I do a lot of thinking of what did I not add the last time, like I said, and what am I going to post. So that's step by step. And then something about me, like my mantra, strive to be better at every attempt. You understand? So I've done a body of work, and most of it people adopt and try to get inspirations from my work and everything, and I see it. And if I've done it for a particular length of time, I'm like, okay, what next can be better? What next can I push out? You understand? So that's it. So the mindset of me saying, I'm not going to stay here on this mountain for long. I'm not going to stay here on this concept for long. I want to be better.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then I look at my limitations as well. I'm like, I'm limited in this area, or we are all limited in this area, especially in this part of the world where location is a very, very
Big
limiting.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if I'm limited in this area, what more can I give? How more can I give? You understand? So I went into I do a lot of research.
I can see. I can see the results.
I
Yeah.
do a lot of research. I research light. I research the latest techniques. I research the past, what set them apart, and how I can revolve or evolve from what set them apart to become mine. You understand? So a lot of research goes into it, those step by step. But it always starts from the mindset of, I don't want to stay on this hill for long.
Yeah. So true.
So I'm editing this way. If you go through my body of work, you will definitely see a progression.
Yes.
There was a time that retouching was progressing and it was amazing. I nailed it. I'm like, okay,
What's next?
it's a selling point, but that's not the end. What next can I do? I move on to lighting. I'm like, this lighting, I'm going to master it and I'm going to break it. So apart from the fact that I know how to light, I'm going to know how to break the rules as well. So that's another thing. So if you're telling me that this is how they light beauty, I will be asking you, why are we not lighting it this way? So if for anything, I know that I'm the first set of photographers in this part of the world that say that, you know what? I mean, they've adopted it in international markets.
course.
You understand? Using ad lights to light beauty.
Yes.
But I'm like,
You
no.
started it literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. You guys would rather do soft lighting so that minimal retouching and
Yeah,
everything.
easy work.
I'm going to go an extra mile to actually use ad lights to light beauty. And when I use it, that means I need to now improve myself in retouching so it doesn't look bad. So you see how it is. So when I'm researching and getting better, it makes me be better in my skill set. That means you can't say you want to stay on this hill and then you don't know how to climb the next one.
Oh, powerful. I remember this your work I saw years ago, I think 2020. And I saw that circle. You used the,
Yeah.
I think, what's this thing called again?
Optical slope.
Optical snow. I just saw it on their face alone. And there was where you lit the lower part of the image. I was like, that was the first time I would see that type of lighting on a fashion. And it was so new, it really broke the internet. I can't remember. I think it's Melanin. That's the name of this model.
White Melanin.
Well, I think she was the one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shot. It was in a location, not a studio shoot.
Okay.
And it hit me so much. And I was like, it's one thing to be a creative, but it's another thing to be more like an innovator. And innovation comes from people with growth mindsets.
Yeah.
And that's what you just explained. Everything you say is just like a definition of someone with a growth mindset. A mindset of, I just need to keep evolving.
Yes.
The way you transform the whole idea of you shooting ad lights, that's one of the big things I love about you. And you create, all of us do it now. All of us, and you literally started it. And it's not about just using ad light. The way you're able to still create flawless results, even with the fact that the lighting didn't even help the whole thing. And it's so stunning. And I keep asking myself that, okay, how do you keep standing in the forefront? So I want to ask you this. Did collaboration play any major role in your growth? Or it was just all about you?
What? No. You can't walk this walk alone. Collaboration. People are important. Collaboration is very, very important. And then I like to change people's or photographers' mindsets when they talk about collaboration and working for exposure. You understand? I understand that a lot of people are saying, don't work for exposure, blah, blah, blah. But you need to actually sit down with yourself and understand it first. A lot of things are flying around, a lot of news. Don't do this, and then you agree with it. Yes, that client came to me and said collaboration and all that. Let me tell you something. My first job with Toke Makiwa was a collaboration. You understand? I did not take up that job because of she's a celebrity or anything. You understand? I took up that job because I calculated my ROI on taking it up.
Yeah. What do you get
What
back?
do I get if I shoot you? You're not going to pay. You want something from me. What do I get in return? You have a wide reach. That's the ROI. Your wide reach can reach out to my prospective clients. That's a wide reach.
Yes.
But if I can say that, I mean, I can do a free shoot for her right now, but Toke doesn't ask me for a free shoot again. Toke will come and pay. Every shoot that you've done from the first time that I shot her to this. Now, let me bust your head. That shoot that I did for free, she called back and said she loved it so much, I should send my account details.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. And I sent it. Our first birthday shoot, I charged for it as well. That was a shoot by the beach.
That shoot with the sunset effect.
That sunset shoot.
Felix, come. It just reminded me of that image. Very powerful.
That sunset shoot.
Yeah.
It was it. You understand? And then it is not, I'm not saying that, oh, we should go looking for celebrities to shoot. Now, let me take you back to the humble beginning. I had a circle of creatives that I used to work with.
Like fellow vendors.
Fellow vendors. And that's one thing I want you guys to take out as a beginner. Look for people with like minds. You understand? I was able to relate with you because I found out that we have the same mindset towards something. You understand? I met with you. I listened to the way you talk. I listened to the way you work. The first call that you sent, that you called me on, and the first set of questions you asked me, I'm like, who is this guy? You understand? I like that mindset. So look for people that have the same mindset with you. Makeup artists, hairstylists, wardrobe stylists, what's it called? Fashion designers. Look for them. There are people out there that have the same mindset.
And they don't have to be very big at the moment.
Don't have to be. We were actually starting out. If I tell you for a fact, it was in Shomolu and it was my room that we used to shoot. Set up paper like this. I had to cut the paper into two because I can't afford a space where we take that long paper. So that's why I do it. So I research, come up with a theme, send them mood board and say, this is what we want to do. If you go down my page, you will see that there is always a theme to my collaborative shoots because I researched it. So I found those people and then I'm like, I want to do this and that. Okay, good. I mean, for the sake of mentioning them, because they really contributed to the is Cash Concept, yeah, Royce,
Oh,
the
so you guys have
FM,
been.
we're together.
Wow.
Royce, Style Territory,
Wow.
yeah,
The start entry. Wow,
yes.
so you guys have been way back. Wow. Wow. Look at start. Oh, wow. You see what we are saying? It's not just about looking for. It's okay to try to target people that can help your ROI, like you mentioned, but finding people
If
in
you're
your level
looking
too.
for the if you're looking for the high fruits, you will miss the low hanging ones.
Hmm.
Don't put your eyes this way. I mean, it's okay to project.
Yes.
Write it down. Look up. This is where I want to be. Write it down. Then what you do right now in your peripheral vision is what matters. You understand? So you look right. Okay, this. Same mindset. We have the same goal. Bring them in. Collaborate with them. We were always shooting. Anytime Cash Concept said, "Oh, this concept, I need to buy, maybe a painting or something because it's very very good." I'm like, okay, let's contribute. Contribute. You understand? And something that I've noticed, and I speak with a lot of startups and all that, one thing that they tell me is that a lot of these beginners, if you find them, is that they don't want to contribute. What will bring your work out is is this location.
Yeah.
How much is it?
It's too expensive.
It's too expensive. Contribute and all that. But the little amount they give you to contribute, he said, no, I cannot. You're always withholding. Stop withholding. Give. Stop withholding. It is what will make you.
Yes. Yes. If we can change our consciousness to giving.
Giving.
I used to teach my students, so it's not about what you get. It's not about having or getting. It's about being and becoming. And that comes from giving. When you, that's power of value. When you give out value, value comes back. But if you are always thinking of what you get, how value can come to you, the life is not. God did not even design the universe that way. It's all about giving, and the place of finding people you can easily access for a start to collaborate with is important. Because I've met a lot of my students where they say, it's because of the type of people, because I teach them a lot of collaboration. I still collaborating now, and I'm sure you do some projects that's
Yes, I do.
so, but they be like, I said that's how I started. And I was also collaborating where I was with the people that just, those days that we used to take headshots in makeup artist studio. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. And they call me to all this Yanokwaja, and I go there. And I don't really mind. Sometimes I have to spend to do one or two. I was never big on the portrait, but I was big on weddings. I was just talking with makeup artists that serves brides, and anything they want, I do. I just go there, take headshots for them. Sometimes they even call me to go to their weddings with them. Then I didn't have any portfolio, so I didn't really care. I won't tell them and say, how much will you pay me to take headshot for you? And most of these headshots, I don't even post them. I just edit, and I make sure I give it to them as quick as the same day, because they want to trend and all of that. And I don't care. And I was using that to build access. And over time, those makeup artists will refer me to their brides. Oh, if you want to use this guy, let him shoot your wedding and all of that. And that's how I started growing. So the place of people, oh my God, it's never too much. Even for people that are completely significant in their industries now, they will still tell you that even for them to stay there, the place of collaboration, the kind of networks I built in the past 12 months was even for more of free jobs than paid jobs, funny enough. So I like to call it free jobs so that our guys can understand. So that it's not like I don't deserve to be paid, or I don't know that this group of people can pay me. But sometimes I'm not trying to say you just be advertising yourself to people that you are free because you want to build your network. No, that's not what I'm saying. No. But when you see access, just like you said earlier, ROI, you understand that, okay, this is what I can get. So it's not just about just jumping from one collaboration to the other. To consider your ROI, but the place of collaboration will drastically help you improve. And not just about helping you make money. It will help you develop your craft. Because collaboration gives you room to explore. Sometimes your clients can limit you to certain things, but when you do your thing, like you said, you research, you create. Collaboration gives you room to even make mistakes. I've done collaborations where we did not even post because it didn't end well. But it's collaboration.
Very well. I've done that too.
The result did not come.
Yes,
it didn't come out as planned. And we had to just cancel it, even though we spent money on it. You've been there too, right?
Let me even, yes, I've been there. Let me even tell you another side of collaboration and all that is that when you meet these people, this is your level of people, and then you hold them tight, people that have the same mindset, and you grow together, because it is better to work together so you go far. If you work alone, you go fast.
Yes.
But when you go fast, you get to a time you are weary.
Yes.
But when you go together, you go far. Before you know it, you're already there. You're already there. You understand? So something about this collaboration is that you need to also be sensible with it. You don't take up anything. And then me saying that, so the first one that I did with Toke was blah, blah, blah. Other celebrities also reached out, and I said no.
Hmm.
You need to, for example, I want to plant a seed. The best part where this seed is going to germinate is a sandy soil. Let me use that for example. But I see opportunity of a clay soil beside me. And okay, I will take it. At least soil is soil. Soil is not soil. So you have to be, you know what you want to get. Like I said, ROI. See, self-interest is not selfishness. That is why it is.
Yes, the question. Repeat that again.
Self-interest is not selfishness. That is why there's two words apart. So when you have a self-interest of what you want to get, go for it. Just make sure that it is not hurting the next person. That's very important. As long as it's not hurting the next person and you give yourself to it, it's going to come back to you. Now, the better part of this collaboration is that it's a pile, it's a step-by-step thing. Now, when I started collaborating, it is me exploring myself. I do not know what I can become if I do not try. I do not know what I can become if I do not try. You understand? The best runners started by running and they figured out, wow, I can run. And then they begin to do it. Now, I started collaboration and I figured out, okay, I can light like this. This is my center. This is what makes my heart jump. Oh, amazing, amazing. Now, clients comes, pay my fee, send a mood board. This is what I want you to do for me. This is what I like. I go on set, do what they like, give them what they like. And then at the end of the shoot, and I tell them, oh, ma, I have an idea. You understand? Probably an idea that I've been saving, and the outfit of the person matches up with that idea. Or the personality of the person matches up with that idea. Ma, I have an idea. Can I try something? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Use me. So I go ahead, try what I want to try. Do you know the best part of it? What I try will be most of their selections.
That's what they will now love the most.
So by piling this up, anybody that walks up to me right now gives me the creative freedom.
Over time,
Yeah.
they've now trust that no, let Felix Crown
So
decide.
they select this, and this is not because I did it for these clients, and this client comes back in 5 years and said, oh yes, I want you to do what you want to do. It's because I've been able to send a particular message to the universe and to myself that I want people to trust me. I can create. There is no concept you bring that I will not be able to turn around and be able to put myself in it. So you bring this concept of someone standing low angle against the sun. When it gets to me, I convert it to Felix Crown and I give you the product. When you compare it with the inspiration, it is not the same anymore. But I'm able to grab some key points out of your mood board and convert it
To your style. Whew. You know, it's really powerful. You know, you're talking about more like signature. And, you know, for example, when you posted Nancy's photo, I didn't see it on your page at first. I saw it somewhere. I can't remember. But the moment I saw it, I just knew. You know, there's your work. I don't think I need to check out your logo. Even there are some photographers that probably passed through you somehow, somewhere, and they create somebody of work that kind of want to look a bit. But when I see you, I just know. I don't know why it's so easy to know. To be honest, I'm sure my guys can even attest to it. It's just so easy to know. And I want to ask that, have you not always been big on crafting a signature for yourself? Or you just found as you were just exploring, you just said that, okay, you were leaning towards a certain direction? Or you've been very...
I've been big on style. 8 billion people on earth, fingerprint is different. You understand? So I've been big on style. When I entered into the industry, this is what I did. I did research. I can't even count the numbers of times I said research.
In fact,
so important is research is important.
The thing,
I did research and I'm like, who are the prominent photographers in the industry? Mr. Kelechi, T.Y. Bello, Prince Mason also, in Singapore part, and a lot of them like that. What set TCD?
TCD,
Bellarmine, August Udor. Timmy Davis was into photography at the time.
Yes, I remember. Yes, portraits.
So, what set them apart? Oh, this is what sets you apart. This is, oh, wow, amazing. So, what can set me apart? I did not have a style at the time. I was just clicking. You understand?
From then, you were already trying to figure out.
I had the mindset that I need to be different. I need to be different. So I saw it. I'm like, this is what makes them apart, and this is what they are. So they've able to get. I'm using my hand for example. This is where I am. This is where they are in their style. Every one of them, individuality.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay, if I'm now going to develop my style, I need to take it from ear to ear.
Extra.
So what is Kelechi not doing? What is T.Y. Bello not doing? What is this person not doing? Bring it up. I'm like, nah, I want to. There are no or little fashion photographers at the time that I started. I took it upon myself that I am going to become an high fashion photographer. And when you say high fashion, you're talking about lightings that are not
Not regular.
Yeah, irregular lightings, irregular angles, but it will still make sense. Editing styles that are not known. You understand? So I was big on, and then I always preach it. Always find your center. It is there. You are just refusing to dig deeper.
Oh yeah.
Immediately you take up the mindset that I want to dig deeper. When you see the water, there's still oil.
Wonder.
You just need to keep going.
Yes.
Just keep going. Just keep going. That is it. Don't
That's
stop.
powerful.
There is, see, the who is the greatest person that everybody knows? Let's say Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson was alive right now, there would still be another pedestal that Michael would have reached.
Yes.
So you can never get to the bottom of it. The more you dig, the
More you
deeper it
find.
goes, and the more you find treasures. There are treasures. Right now, I'm happy. I'm inspiring people. I'm happy with the position I am. I'm so grateful to God and the people that were around me to this height that I am right now. But that is not. This is not where I'm going. There's still more.
There's a goal. There's a
Yeah.
dream.
So I'm researching more right now. I'm doing more. I'm like, if you see my work, be like, okay, what else? I was speaking to one of my mentees, Sabi girl. She saw, and that's the mindset that I'm talking about. She saw the picture of Nancy. I was like, what else would Felix do if he was supposed to take this again?
That's what you thought.
That's what she said to
Okay,
me.
she said to you, wow.
I'm like, yeah, that is exactly what I thought so. She saw it. So when she sees something, when you see something that you like, don't let the euphoria of that thing, or when you create something that you like, don't let the euphoria of that thing mess up with your mind. So you think that is the
You got it, the
destination.
pinnacle of it.
Don't let it mess up with you, please. I saw that pictures. I saw the buzz around it. I'm appreciative of it. It's amazing. But I tell you for a fact, if I'm supposed to take that picture again in the same location, that is not what I'm going to create. I'm going to create something else. I'm still going to dig deeper. So she said that if Felix is going to shoot this again, what else would he have done? And she asked me. And I told her I would have probably bring in more people to act as guardians for her. You
Like a
understand?
queen in the middle
Yeah.
of.
So she's in the middle. There are guardians. Those guardians will be so tall, in that regalia of cowries. They will be standing in the middle of the ocean. You understand?
I'm picturing it as you are saying it.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
If you picture it very well, it's powerful.
To give it more weight.
It's good the way it is.
Yeah,
Very
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
100%.
But it can be better.
Hey. All right, guys. You guys should take time watch this episode over again. You know, the nuggets that I myself am getting. So take time to rewatch it so that you can understand that it's not just about, a lot of us in this industry, we are so big on just making money. And we forget that making money is just the byproduct of being excellent. It's not, making money is not so hard, to be honest.
Byproduct.
It's just a result. It's not the thing. So if your primary driving force is the money, no, you can't be thinking these things you are saying now. What I would have done to make it better. For somebody that is the old mindset is just how to make money out of a job or a task, we will not be thinking like that. Just like, okay, job is done, money made. Where's the next money? The truth is, we will not lie to ourselves. We want to make money. We can't come and be acting like we are aliens here. We want to thrive, not just survive. We want to. We are even called to thrive. All of us. We have dominion and all of that. But coming from a place of excellence, I think it all starts from a place of deep interest. A lot of us photographers or creatives tend to, at least in the past 5 years, a significant number of them just came into the space out of maybe they think photography is just is easy, buy a camera, start making money instead of looking for a job, something to start. And I over time, me being in the industry for a while, I see that that is not what will make you stand tall and thrive in the long run. You can't even survive because coming to a place where you craft your style, craft your signature, you build your passion, you sustain that passion, you now go again and start building a business. You know, we never talked about business. That was another topic. It's not a joke. You know, growing a business around your passion. So they really need to understand the place of choosing a craft based on interest. I believe interest is powerful, and I'm sure if you are going to take me back, you will tell me about some moments where you said that, oh no, this is the direction I want. It's probably not what you studied in school.
Agricultural economics.
No, I didn't even go that far.
Agricultural economics.
You see, so it's not even close. I studied accounting too. It's not even close, but it's just interest. I just saw it. I was doing graphics on the side. I saw it. I didn't even know photography was a thing. That was when I was new on Instagram. I saw people. I saw Alakija. I saw Jide Kola and the likes, the wedding guys. I just, this are beautiful wedding photographs. Where did this come from? I didn't understand. My sister used to get married, but he's photographer behind the house and all of that. So I didn't know. So that caught my interest. So it wasn't from a place of, oh, they said there's money in photography. It was from a place of, oh, this is beautiful. I like to create things like this. Wow, let me go and start researching more.
Don't go. I don't. I'm sorry to cut you short, but please, guys, when you hear something, pause it, take it back. You understand? It says something about byproducts. That's a mindset. You understand? It's not out of a place of, I want to make money. I have a deep interest in it. That's something. Just pin this. If you need to paste it on your wall every day and look at it every day to say, I mean, if you're in this business for money, there's nothing wrong with you. That's commercialization and it is fine. I used to tell people, Studio 24 is doing amazingly well.
Of course.
Studio 24 is even richer than we
I'm
that we are
telling you.
thinking, being deep into it.
Yeah,
You
it's
understand?
probably money,
So
yeah.
if you're in it for commercialization, there is another mindset for you in that
Yes.
regard as well.
Yes.
There's another mindset for you in that regard in terms of business of it.
Yes.
And then when you follow through that step, you become the best commercial photographer.
Yes.
And you probably do not need to click.
Yes.
The owner of Studio 24, I met with him, sat down with him. He doesn't know how to handle a camera. We were both on the same stage with King George Okoro.
Yeah.
What did he say? He doesn't know how to edit.
He said he told me when we met then I was still looking up to him. I went first. I was like, I don't know how to Photoshop. I remember I was driving home. I was like, he doesn't know how to
The
Photoshop.
photographer doesn't know. See,
But
that is it.
he's a
So
boss.
his interest is somewhere else,
Yes.
and he has been able to also dig deeper.
Of course. In
So
that
whatever
direction.
it is that you say that you want in out of this or in this, if you're here because you want to make a mark, fine. If you're here because you want legacy, as per the business legacy of it, and you want to become, fine. But you just need to be able to point out your interest first, and then go in that lane.
That's
You
a
understand?
powerful
And then you will
thing,
now
yes.
find out that you yourself, in the process of self-development, you can become more than your interest.
Yes.
So if, as a commercial photographer, you want to make money and they pay bills and everything, right now, George Okoro go to his page, he's been ambassadors for this, for that, for this. You understand? So apart from the fact that my goal is to, he has become more as well.
Yes. It's not just
So
limited to
it's
that.
not limited to that.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? So we are not preaching, oh, you want to be very creative. No, just find your interest, go for it, look for research on that, and go for it as well. There's nothing wrong with it. On the same stage with him, when he said, I do not like to edit, I said it so that it is balanced.
So it won't be like everybody be like, so I don't really need to know how to edit
Yeah.
that.
So King said he doesn't know. All right, let's go and hang the boot. No, I like it. I love it. I was still telling you before we started that I vet images that come out from my sister brand, my subsidiary brand, Studio by Felix. It comes to my decks because what I want to put out, that's where my interest lies.
Yes. It's powerful. It's powerful. It comes from the place of self-awareness. So you don't just join the crowd. A lot of us have joined the in fact. But when you come to a place where you understand your identity, okay, why am I here? Why am I even doing? Okay, why did I even choose this industry? What am I here to? Okay, I need to grow a business. I want to just have a business. I'm not very, very much interested in the arts. Know what you are doing, so that you can chart your course to greatness in that direction. Nobody says there's one route to greatness. No, there are different routes. You just need to understand who you are, because, like you said, it can be impact. It can be business. It can be, and there's nothing wrong with that, because growing a business is also impact. Because there's employment. You know how many people Studio 24 would have employed with the 40 branches they have.
Thank you.
So that's also impact. So the place of understanding your end goal, and as you grow, you will start to evolve. So if at the end goal will be becoming bigger as you grow. So it's not something that maybe from 2022 you wrote something down, and by 2030 you are no. You will just find that by the time you are at 2025, that 2030 goal is even bigger than what you wrote in 2022. You continually evolve, and you take new steps, take fresh risks, and you keep going and you keep going, and you will just be shocked at how far you can go.
Speaking of goals, I remember telling one of my friends that you need to set goals that scares you. She was like, "Excuse me, what do you know? I should be afraid of my goals." Yes. Be afraid of your goal.
Okay, is this one not too big like this?
Yes. Be afraid. Be very, very, very scared of your goals. Elon Musk. Who would have thought? Did you see what he launched? The space station he launched. I watched a time where they were thinking about it. Failures upon failures. Almost going bankrupt. Failures upon failures. It's scary. Because what is scary there is that what if I fail? But don't be scared of what if you fail. How about what if I succeed?
What if it works? That limitation. We need to stop thinking about limitations. I learned that thing recently
perspective is very, very important.
Very
and
powerful.
mindset.
Very powerful.
What if I succeed? What if this goes?
So sometimes we think about, I've been there too. I can just be lost in thoughts. Just like, if I can do like this, if I do this, and this can happen. But all of a sudden, I'll now call myself to what I'm like, how can you be thinking like this? How is this one possible?
Right now, I'm still scared of my goals. So I'm just thinking,
how is this one
how is it
possible?
going to possible? How is it going to, and then snap out of it. It is okay to think, but don't let it be your conclusion. Think about it. Oh, how do I? Because in thinking about it, that's why you're strategizing. So you're doing all that, and then you're thinking about it. I'm like, okay, and then snap out of it immediately. Like, it is possible. It is possible.
Powerful. We've said enough, because we've already exceeded the time. But
we've exceeded.
but it's so powerful. We've said so much that I believe if they can just take this away, because I myself, that is the host, I'll go. By the time we are done with it, I will sit down and watch, because it's good that we continually feed ourselves with motivating perspectives like this, because until you try, you don't really understand what you're even capable of. But for you to even try, you need to hear things. I believe that the things people know and the things they say, the way they think, is based on the level of knowledge that they have at that point in time. So the more we hear these things, because the more even me sitting with you, hearing this from you, I'm so inspired. I know when I enter the car now, I'll carry my iPad and start, because my ideas are already dropping, to be honest. Even just walking into your space, I was already talking to my guy, no, we can even try this one or two in our space. So it's just continually taking it in, and so you have more to give as you continually take in. Oh, thank you, Mr. Felix. Oh, it means a lot. I love us. We will have to record an episode again.
No problem.
I don't want our episode to be too long, but I will come again, because there are still some certain areas I want us to touch.
Oh
yes.
my God, nobody not talk too much.
No, talk too much, care. No, I didn't talk too much. So thank you so much. So guys, like I said, make sure you rewatch this episode, learn from this, and don't just hear for hype. Write things down. Write things. These are powerful. If you can, don't write it on your phone. And I'm serious, guys. Write it in a book or in a paper, biro, and put it somewhere. If you can frame it, if you have to go that extra, I'm just saying. But of course, you don't need to do that extra. If you just have to paste it somewhere around where you do your edits or where you do your study, do that. Or if you have a book that is personal to you, write it. Don't put it on your phone that is just by Instagram. Somewhere where you know that when you are reading it, there's no distractions. These things will come back, and these things can become a part of you. And when they become a part of you, they help you shape who you eventually evolve to become in the future. But one thing I can guarantee you guys is that success is sure. And the photography industry, the photography space is actually still growing. So we still have a big future ahead of us. So nobody should come because a lot of times when I go out, I was still somewhere. When did we go for that export? 2 days ago, and they were still like, they were interviewing me and they were like, sir, what do we do about the competition? I was like, there's no competition. Don't give me that. That's what I told them. What's competition? There's nothing like that. The demand is still huge. We have a very huge economy here in Nigeria, Africa. You can even take your business global outside Nigeria and still do big things. So don't come and ask me questions of competition. You just find your identity and build and grow with it. And you'll find out that there's nothing like competition. Competition is even a good thing because it helps the industry grow and evolve when there's more than enough stakeholders that are participating in that industry. That's what I believe when it comes to competition. So guys, learn this thing, apply it in your lives, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.